The Education MEC in the province, Sipho Hlomuka, has rejected claims made by the pressure group March and March that Addington Primary School in Durban is prioritising foreign nationals over South Africans. The MEC visited the school today. Phila Mthembu is tracking that story for us and he joins us live. Phila, the story of Addington Primary School continues and of course the pressure group continuing to mount pressure. Talk to us about the development so far.
All right, Thabo, there's quite a lot to actually share with you at this point. So during that media briefing, the MEC had quite a lot to say. Firstly, really addressing his concerns around the pickets and the protests that happened outside at Addington Primary School, saying that it has caused a lot of intimidation, it has interrupted teaching and learning, and has left quite a number of pupils traumatized. So he also did say that what he had been seeing, really alleging that the groups such as March and March, as well as the parents that had been protesting here, are somehow also using this as a political, move to ensure that they paint the Department of Education here in KZN in a very bad way, saying that this particular school does not have, it's not dominated by foreign nationals, and that, when you look at the number of the children that had been admitted to this school, we're looking at over 1,500 now, which is the full capacity that the school actually has, and that over 900 of those are in fact South Africans, and it's just over 500 that are foreign nationals, saying that there have been also South African students that have been undocumented, but it seems as if the attention has been shifted to those of foreign origin. I'm going to bring in shortly into the conversation Jacinta Ngobese, who's the March and March leader. But before we actually get to her, I want you to take a listen, Thabo, to what exactly the MEC had to say to us today.
It must be stated clear that learners, regardless of their background, cannot be targeted or victimized. As the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa is unambiguously, every child within our borders has a right to basic education. Violence has no place in our schools. Those who seek to divide communities by using learners as scapegoats are undermining the values of dignity, equality, and social cohesion. The department rejects the misleading and dangerous narrative that has been peddled to mobilize society. One, that the department does not engage in or entertain speculation about the nationality of our educators and the school leaders. However, there was a dangerous allegation that the principal, which Mr. Motley, which is Mr. Motley, and the majority of his staff are foreign nationals. And you can say yourself that he isn't South African. These allegations are false. Those who peddle these lies do so knowingly, and knowing that they are putting innocent life at risk.
All right, and from obviously that part that you have just listened to, really saying that it is the department's responsibility to ensure and prioritize for every single child to be given access to education, saying that this is in fact a basic human right. So there's quite a lot that was said there. I'm going to bring in March and March leader Jacinta Ngobese Zuma to really give us her reaction with regards to what was said in that briefing. And one of the things that was said, Jacinta, was that the March and March is actually pushing some sort of a political agenda, and that there are children now being used here to hit at government for some sort.
Well, if there was no children sitting at home, there would be no children to be used, as they claim. So if they feel like we were using children to score points, then they should have put those children in school. As he says, that's his responsibility. Every child has a right to education. Does that right not apply to South African children? Because if they're busy talking about politics, they're masters in politics. I mean, they've got all the money, all the resources. Surely they should have outdone us at our own game if the whole intention was politics. I find it very strange that a department can come here after days and days of ignoring us and blue-ticking us and the parents and come and claim that we're playing politics. The only reason they responded to us was when we put the children forcefully inside, and that's when they knew that they're going to be in breach of so many laws if they take those children out. And that's the only reason they came here. Otherwise, they were hell-bent on ignoring us and making us seem like we're people who are absent-minded, because they even tried to use the police to open a case for us, a case that we're still going to pursue right through until the end. And we're not going to be deterred. It's not even just about Addington, the school only. It's about the rights of South African children being protected, because they like telling us about undocumented children, and then they turn around and say undocumented children also refers to South Africans. So where in that Phila Act does it say undocumented foreign children? Because if they're talking about undocumented children, then surely it does not exclude the prioritization of South African children.
Yeah. The children that you brought here to the school yesterday in school uniform, what we had been told is that now they have been absorbed into the school. What do you make of that? And really, do you feel as if now, in order for an outcome of such to be seen, it has to take for South Africans to go to the streets?
Look, they don't even have to go to the streets. I've got a better suggestion. Every South African out there whose child is not at school, take your child, go and buy them a uniform and take them to school. And then they must tell us if they're not admitting that child in school, they would be breaking their own laws that they are busy glorifying. So every single parent, we don't even have to go and picket in every single school. If they're not taking your child in school, go and buy them the uniform of the school of your choice, and they must admit that child. And if they want to remove that child, then you have a legal right to take them to court. We can't have South African children sitting at home doing God knows what, while foreigners are filling up schools and doing as they like, because we've got a government that wants to protect them. You know, in that press briefing, they kept on saying that they can only provide transport within their available resources. Because it's common sense. You can't provide something that you don't have. That's exactly what the Constitution says. Provide education for everyone within the available resources. Since they're not building any new schools, they're not doing anything else for the South Africans, then they must be able to put South Africans first, and then they'll put their foreigners in private schools.
Okay, let us leave it there. We are out of time. That was just Mthembu Zuma, who is the leader of March and March, really giving us a sense of what she makes from the information that was given out of that briefing by the KZN Education MEC tab.
Mthembu, I appreciate your intervention there this afternoon. Well,